Come on. We are lost in faded lovers when we're under feelings that never bloom. We count our cards.
Good evening and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we have Boise State going up against Colorado College in NACE Rocket League to determine how well the Broncos' remaining season is going to go. We're currently at the halfway point. It's week 4 of 7 weeks, so this will kind of be a crucial bellwether for how much tempo the Broncos have to finish off this season. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Audrey Norris to call all the action for you tonight. And Audrey, give us just a small picture so far of what's happened in the previous weeks that the Broncos have faced here in NACE.
Yeah, so we've been having a lot of just really interesting matchups recently. Boise State was going up last week against Bushnell, as well as 2 weeks before Stonechild, which is one of the newer competitors overall. And so it's been really interesting to see some of the different competitors we've gone against. In the first week, we didn't actually have any competitors yet, so we're a little bit behind some people on the amount of games that we've played overall, but we do have a couple really interesting matches coming up as well, hopefully, besides Colorado today.
But hey, a bye is a bye. You'll take a bye anytime you can get. You'll also want to take Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, and that's going to be to understand rotation, set your play style, play to follow up, and of course employ those sweaty comms. It's brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. We're getting ready to head into Boise State's match against Colorado College. The Colorado College Tigers, it looks like. So it'll be Broncos versus Tigers in this NACE Rocket League match. We'll see if Boise State has lost any of their tempo or if they are ready to hit the ground running. So they're ready to head down to the virtual field and call all of the action for you. And also just a look at the lineup that we have here today. The lineup is kind of the Rocket League team that we have all known. It's actually going to be Hoosh, Gil, and Instinct. So a few substitutions in there. We aren't going to be seeing Durtho for this this week. So we'll see how well Hoosh slots into the overall lineup. And the lineups are brought to you by Count. Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences for more than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Down to the first game. Let's get to it.
Yeah, as we can already see there are shots being taken on Boise State's goal by Colorado College, but they're able to clear it very quickly. But Moses is going to knock it over to Boise State's side with Hooch trying to bounce it away from the goal. Boise State is already kind of on the back foot here as they're losing control of the field right now.
Gil puts a shot onto the goal, but it's a bit wide to the left, so Ya is going to have the chance to leave it for Slime. Moving it up the field. Instinct is able to deflect it over to Gil, but Gil whiffs on it, so it has to go to one of the other players. Who's just going to play it off the wall past midfield marker. Ya answers it back and has an opening breakaway shot, and Gil is right there as a clutch save to keep it a scoreless tie.
Gil tries to get the ball away from Boise State's side, but Instinct's going to drive up the wall and try and follow it up. Ya is going to bounce it towards the goal, and Hoosh is going to redirect it, bouncing it over to Gil, who's not high enough to be able to actually get a foot on the ball here, or I guess a tire since we're playing with cars, but Ya is going to try and get a shot on goal, which just barely bounces away, and Hoosh is able to clear it.
Ball hanging up in the air. Instinct gets a touch on it. Moses now with possession. Slime following in the passing lane. It's going to go on to the near post. Gil is going to place it above 1-2. Moses has to keep control of this, but Boise State gets their shot back over toward corner for Colorado College. Boise State now is going to try to maybe place their first shot on goal because they haven't actually had a shot on goal so far this game.
Instinct trying to look for a setup, but Moses ruins it and brings it over to Slimedale, who tries to drive it up to the goal, but Boise State is able to deflect it. Dale tries to get a touch, passes it over to Moses. Hoosh gets demoed, but is able to respawn before Colorado gets a chance on their goal. Gil's looking for his opening here now. Instinct's following it up. Gil goes for the shot, but it bounces on the sidebar there, and Moses is able to take it away back over to Boise State's side.
Yeah, puts another shot up toward Boise State's goal. Instinct moves around Moses, has to go about Slime. This is up to the near post. Instinct is going to steal the boost away from Colorado College. Can Gil help clear out the goal? Moses is going to come in, take the ball away from the Broncos.
Just trying to win a 50-50 here, but Moses drives it under him. Gil and Instinct back him up. All teammates here trying to get a touch on this ball, bringing it over to Colorado's side. Hoosh gets demoed in the process, and Moses drives it dangerously across the goal, but luckily no Boise State players are there to take advantage of it. Hoosh knocks it over to their side. Instinct bounces it up onto the wall. Moses tries to get a touch on it, but he's able to launch it over, and Instinct's able to recover the ball here. Looking for his opening, and he sees Gil. He's going to try and bring it up to the air, but not able to align with the goal, so Moses is going to come in now and pass it over to Slimedale, looking for their opportunity on Boise State's goal.
Gil moving up, has an opportunity to double commit on the save from Colorado College. Might leave the goal open, and the ball almost trickles in. It's saved by Moses at the very last moment. Demo onto Slime. Boise State keep their side control. Gil and Hoosh. Hoosh is going to miss it. Gil has to defend, has to save this shot on goal, and gets it.
Gil able to recover the goal there, and Instinct's launching it over to Colorado's side. Gil recovers it, does not want to give up this chance at a goal yet. Gil bounces it up. Moses is driving back towards an empty goal. Hoosh tries to take the shot, bounces just barely off the side once again, and they're not able to recover and get to the goal.
That's one that definitely bites. That was a completely wide open goal. Boise State just wasn't able to make it happen.
Driving it over to Boise State's side. Instinct bouncing it off the wall. 1 minute remaining now for Boise State and Colorado to try and make a goal here. Hoosh and Gil try to drive it towards the goal, but are intercepted by Ya. Just Boise State and Colorado going back and forth, not quite able to get the openings that they need yet to get the first goal.
Hoosh takes a shot off the wall. Possible time for, plays it around one, but Slime is right there as the backup. Instinct going for the air dribble and the flip reset. It's bounced off the ground, up into the crossbar. And now Ya is going to play it around the corner.
30 seconds remaining now. Both teams Still 0-0, getting close to overtime. Instinct trying to look for the opening, goes in for an aerial shot, but it's bounced away by Moses and Ya, who tries to back it up, but once again, Moses is there to save the ball. Gil and Instinct trying to recover it, bounces it off the ceiling, tries once again! Another close shot, but isn't able to get it in. 4 seconds left. Boise State goes for one more attempt.
Buzzer beater from Instinct as the clock hits 0. Boise State manages to bring out the victory.
Just such a, oh my gosh. With just barely any time left.
I would not want to have seen that gone into overtime by any way whatsoever. The Broncos had multiple opportunities to make it happen. I would have hated it to go into overtime just based on that one whiffed shot in the middle of the game. That's just, that kind of stuff can cling to your mind.
They had a couple really close, like, sidebar and crossguard shots there where it was just barely off. But luckily, that is the first round, and they did manage to barely get that win off there before going into overtime. So now they're warmed up and should be ready to go right back into the next round.
Boise State also seemed to be just a little bit, I don't know, rusty in the first few minutes just on the team coordination. Didn't seem to have the passes or kind of the spread out nature that we're used to them seeing. So I'm definitely kind of that, now that this warm-up round has been gotten out of the way, and more importantly, as a victory, Boise State, I think, could head into the second round just with even more gusto than we saw from them in the previous round. So we'll be ready to head down to the field with the second game of this best of 5. Boise State facing off against Colorado College, the Broncos versus the Tigers in this NACE Rocket League match. And everything so far pretty standard from what we have known, just the standard arena, standard everything, no distractions or necessarily interesting scenery to distract from the core key gameplay.
Yeah, and as we get into it, we can see Boise State is already trying to look for their first goal, but Ya is going to try and prevent Boise State from actually being able to make any passes. Instinct's going to bounce it off the wall. It's deflected by Moses, but he does manage to get it in the air. Unfortunately, Hoosh wasn't in the right spot to actually intercept, and Gil is going to try and knock it over to Colorado College's side now. Stealing it from them with a demo on both sides. There's an open goal potentially, but Hoosh is able to drive it away at the last second, preventing Colorado from getting a goal.
Shot back into the near corner. Ya is going to try to gain control of it. Demo onto Gil. Creates an opening for Colorado College. They're a bit slow playing it up the field. Instinct is trying to stop them. Slime is now pushed it all the way up to the front post. Hoosh. Oh, the dribble gets, Gil. It was just a second too late.
Beautiful shot from Hoosh there. Unfortunately intercepted by Colorado, and Instinct's going to try and follow it up, but it's blocked once again. Colorado, though, does not see Hoosh coming a second time, and he does successfully get a goal by bouncing it off of Slime, and Gil passes it to Hoosh and launches it in the goal. Nice team play there for Boise State, giving them the first goal of this game.
Kickoff slightly in favor of the Broncos, but Instinct, a quick demo onto him, might bring things back to the Tigers. Hoosh is able to contest pretty well, however. Gets the side control for the Broncos. 2 more demos, 1 for each team. Shot from Instinct, credited as the first save for the Broncos this round. Second save, actually.
Tries to go for the shot and makes it. Colorado just barely out of range to attempt the save there.
That's a great demo by Hoosh to contribute to the opening of the goal. Completely stopped any chance they had of having a second goalie. So even though the goal is credited to Instinct, Hoosh played just as much of a role in that.
Yeah, stayed 2-0 at 3 minutes now. Goes in for another shot, but it's blocked by Slime Deline, who's going to bring it down the side of the field over to Boise State's side. Looks for the opening. Ya isn't where he needs to be and tries to recover the ball, but Instinct Bouncing it up to the roof here. Oh, no, Yuz gonna go for another shot. It hits the backboard though. Slime tries to follow it up, but Instinct is able to save the ball and drive it over to Colorado's side, with Gil looking for an opportunity to maybe take a shot here.
Boosh has his shot blocked by Ya. Broncos leading 2-0 as we pass through halftime.
Ooh.
And Instinct gonna make that 3-0.
See, Instinct brings it up the side here. Bounces off, he sees that, and then just takes the shot. Right above Colorado there.
This is a problem the Tigers have had multiple times throughout this round. Second time they haven't had anyone on back post. I mean, the first time was, of course, because Hooch demoed one of their players, but rotations not coming through for the Tigers when they need them.
Boise State's going to try and take advantage of that. Instinct driving up the side, bounces it over to one of the players. Moses tries to save it, but he can't, giving Instinct a hat trick for this round.
Nice Hattie picked up by Instinct. Very fast reflexes to that rebound to choke off one of the Broncos. He's able to just carry it on top of his car, put it in. Now the Broncos 4-0. And just barely enough time for Colorado College to realistically make up this goal deficit unless another goal is scored. Gil puts one onto the goal saved by Ya.
Oh, Colorado College with a near miss there by Gil being able to save the goal. Tries to go in once more to get a shot, but Gil is just not giving up here. He's going to keep blocking the goal right now. Colorado has to rotate back and prepare because Boise State's starting to get control of the ball here. They try to go for another shot. Slime is out of position. Same with Moses. They're not able to get enough air or power to actually get a goal on Boise State here. A little bit under a minute and 30 seconds left too. Colorado really has the work cut out for them.
Instinct is able to win that 50. A double commit by Gil, and Hooch leaves the goal wide open. Luckily, Moses is quite far off to the side, so they're going to get away with it for now. Hooch ready to corral this ball. Puts a clear shot, and Instinct deflects it off to the side. I'm not even sure that needed to be deflected. And
oh my goodness. Colorado College, a fortunate shot there, bouncing off the side there and not going in. Kind of feel robbed for them there. That was so close.
Well, Boise State missed a wide open goal in the last game, so I suppose, yeah, it is even. Instinct goes for an air dribble on the near post. How does he manage to squeeze that in? Pitches it off the wall for Boise State's 5th goal.
Gosh. Wow. That's such a tight angle. Good job, Instinct there. Boise State 5 goals with 30 seconds left. Colorado College really doesn't have the time to make up any of these goals. Giving Boise State plenty of opportunity to try and go one more time for this shot there.
Gil gets the 6, basically cementing what we already knew for the second game. Another goal secured. Broncos look to be on a very easy path towards winning this and going to match point.
Bounces the ball here. Tries to gain a touch on it, but Gil is going to bounce it away. We've got 7 seconds left. Both teams are just kind of vying for the ball, looking for any last shots. With Boise State just looking for their chance to drop it, preferably away from the goal here. Slime's not going to let him do it immediately.
All the ball needs to do is hit the ground at this point. One
my
final
gosh.
feels-good goal for Colorado College. It's not going to make that difference in an overall, but it does make the game 6-1 in the end. Actually, it's going to be Instinct kind of with an own goal. But it doesn't matter at this point. Boise State winning that one pretty handily, 6-1. And it's interesting, Colorado College actually has a slight lead in terms of the side control, but Boise State definitely in the lead in terms of shots on goal. So now just one game left for the Broncos to close it out, and they will be walking away with walking away from another week with an ace victory. But I am a little bit nervous about what I saw in kind of the last minute of that game. We saw a lot of double commits from Boise State and a wide open goal that they left for the other team. So I'm a bit concerned on the complacency end of it.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be dangerous, as we saw with Colorado College. When your rotations are off and you're committing a little bit too much to your goals, well, attempting to get goals and not actually protecting your own goal, that can lead to your downfall, which is why Boise State was able to get so many good early shots in the second round, is just some unfortunate rotations for Colorado's side. So both teams will want to be tightening up their defense here again if they want to be able to see.
So we're starting up the third game and kind of a scrappy fight off to start things out. Might have just had a little bit of an error there. Maybe a reset or just straightening out some bugs behind the scenes. And there we go. We're back into the game. We're actually 30 seconds into it. Neither team having scored yet.
Instinct passing the ball over to Colorado's side. Gets a demo on Moses and able to open up the field. They're not able to capitalize on it as Slime knocks it over to their side, trying to keep it away from their own goal. Gill goes in for the aerial shot, bounces it off the side. No one's there to help him, and so the goal isn't made just yet for Boise State.
Gill and Instinct caught up in the same corner. Gill gets demoed. Moses with a redirect. And Jugo flying past the ball, but the side control is still maintained for Colorado College. Pass over to Hoosh. Putting a shot on goal. Moses is going to clear that up. Quite a wind up to that one, so he had time to respond.
Ball away. She's able to knock him off his trajectory here. He tries to bring it up. Gill isn't able to get under the ball, and Instinct has to deflect it away from goal.
This definitely seems a lot more like the Broncos that we saw in the first game. Not quite there with the coordination, whiffing on a few of the 50s. Instinct is going to play it off the wall, though, to try to pinch it into the goal. Hoosh with the follow-up gets the first for the Broncos.
Instinct bounces it off the ball, but Hoosh is the wall, and Hoosh is able to follow up, giving Boise State their first goal of this game with a little bit over 3 minutes left in this kickoff here. Instinct gets demoed right off the bat. Hoosh tries to bounce the ball away, but he's able to take off the side. He takes a shot and it's deflected away, but Slime's able to recover it. Moses tries to set up for an aerial shot, but Instinct dangerously bounces it over the side. Gill goes for another save. Boise State just having the entire team here trying to protect the goal, with Colorado looking for an opening. Unfortunately, with 3 cars there, they're not really able to make much of it, as it's now on their side with Instinct trying to keep the ball in a spot where they might be able to get moving for a goal.
Gill with a pop off of his roof, puts it over the Tigers and gets the Broncos to 2-0. Beautiful elevation and pop. Puts it right in the upper left corner. Nice goal for the Broncos. Now they have a bit of wiggle room to work with.
Gets demoed. Trying to set up for the ball. Slime tries to bring it over to the goal, but it's a little bit too high up, and Gill's able to recover it. Passes to Instinct, but Moses intercepts. Slime tries to go for the goal, but it's able to get it, as Ya has to try and deflect it now away from their own goal. Instinct trying to get pop up into the air. Gill driving it away, and Ya is able to pop it off the top of his roof, giving Colorado College one more goal. Their first goal of the game, bringing it up 2-1.
That's a bit of a mistake made by the Broncos. All of them pass the midfield mark. None of them can get back to the goal. So a bit of mispositioning like that, and the fortunes could turn quite quickly.
Driving up the side here. Instinct trying to recover the ball. It goes to the middle. Slime tries to take a shot. Able to bounce it away, but bring it over to Colorado's side here now. Who's just looking for his opportunity, but it gets knocked away once again. Colorado trying to come in for a second chance here. Gil and Instinct are waiting and ready. Whoosh comes in and pops the ball up into the air, but no one's there to help him recover it as Moses tries to gain control of it here.
Facing off in a few midfield battles for control of the ball. Instinct, almost was able to get the centering toward Gil. The Boosh also got demoed there. So he's going to have to send back to his territory. Already, huge clear, turns into a shot on goal from Instinct. That's one of those that you don't exactly plan, but you'll take it any way you can get it.
See, it just hits the top, bounces in, and unfortunately, Slime was just a little too close and helped give the little extra boost it needed to go into the goal.
Back we go to Boise State's territory. Gil is going to take it out, air dribble it down. Instinct wins that 50. Boosh takes another shot on goal. It's saved by Slime. But as long as the Broncos run out the timer and keep control and maybe get a goal here or there, I'm sure they're going to win this.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left on the clock, Boise State is sitting in a really nice position, especially with that nice shot there from Boosh, helping out Gil there, bringing the score 4-1. Boise State's favor here. Demo right off the bat. Moses tries to take advantage of it, but Instinct's still there waiting at the goal. 30 seconds remaining now. Boise State bringing it over to Colorado's side. Instinct pops it into the air. Gil tries to follow up, but he's not at the right angle to make the shot. Moses bounces the ball away from the goal, preventing Bush from taking a shot, and Instinct tries to recover it, but Moses gets past him. Unfortunately, he gets demoed by Instinct, and Instinct's able to recover the ball, but Slime bounces it over him into the goal in the last 6 seconds, bringing it 2-4. Unfortunately, Colorado now only has 6 seconds to make 2 more goals, and unless they can do that right off the kickoff, it's not going to be possible, but they have at least managed to close the gap a little bit for this round.
And Gil just waiting right in front of the goal to run out the timer. All ball needs to do is hit the ground, and Boise State will indeed win this 3-0, a sweep in week 4 of NACE. Congratulations to the Broncos for winning that. Final look at the overall stats. Colorado College actually had more shots on goal during that round. But it was Boise State winning in the end 4-2, improving their standing in NACE Rocket League. So good job on them for that. Another successful week for the Broncos. Of course, the Idaho Army National Guard is a proud supporter of Boise State Esports. The top 5 plays of the night are presented by the National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. So now looking back over the overall game, do you have any specific player that you would like to highlight?
I think I'd like to highlight Instinct because he had a lot of really nice, just tight shots on goal with angles you just wouldn't have expected to go through. And so he definitely helped, especially in the second round that we saw, to just be able to cement the victory by getting his hat trick off there.
Yeah, he also had that goal from way back, that clear goal that kind of unexpectedly turned into a very crucial goal in the final game for the Broncos, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the nod for that. But we'll have to see ultimately who production has chosen for the player of the game, and it is going to be awarded to Instinct, just like we called it. So it's nice when we get a prediction right for once.
Yeah, and we can see just the tight goal right there at the last couple seconds in the first round, cementing Boise State's win without having to go to overtime was insane. Jeez.
And that was the buzzer beater, too, for round 1. Remember, it was a scoreless tie the whole round, and he got the final goal right as the timer hit 0. So he probably already clenched it for himself at the very first game. The player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success. Instinct is your ICCU player of the game. This was also a nice, just quick little hat trick that he got in the second round. And very quick also kind of reaction time to that deflect that it came. Alrighty, so we are going to be giving the top 5 plays for this game. Once again, I said that's brought to us by the Idaho Army National Guard. We will have CRL later on tonight, so you're not going to want to miss that. But for now, for this game, enjoy the top 5 plays for the last game we just saw. Gill with a pop off of his roof, puts it over the Tigers and gets the Broncos to 2-0. Beautiful elevation and pop. All the ball needs to do is hit the ground at this point. One final feels good goal for Colorado College. It's not going to make that difference in an overall, but it does make the game 6-1 in the end. Actually, it's going to be Instinct there with the coordination, whipping on a few of the 50s. Instinct is going to play it off the wall, though, to try to pinch it into the goal. Goosh with the follow-up, gets the first for the Broncos. Boise State missed a wide open goal in the last game, so I suppose, yeah, it is even. Instinct goes for an air dribble on the near post. How does he manage to squeeze that in? Pitches it off the wall for Boise State's 5th goal.
Wow. That's such a...
Coming through for the Tigers when they need them.
Driving up the side, bounces it over one of the players. Moses tries to save him, but he can't give an Instinct a hat trick for this round.
Nice hattie picked up by Instinct. Very fast reflexes to that rebound. Took off one. Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena, and you are joining us for a very exciting CRL matchup of Boise State versus Texas Tech here tonight on this Monday, February 27th. The Broncos are all lined up, ready to jump into the action. And up here on desk, we are Jacob Palmer and Audrey Norris here to call all of the action for you here tonight. So very important match for the Broncos. Tell us, Audrey, where they overall stand in the league so far.
Yeah, so right now in the league, Boise State is sitting at 4th with 6 wins to 4 losses right now, which overall is pretty good because majority of the teams that are in the top 8 have played around 8 or to 10 games and are sitting around similar win rates. So Boise State is doing pretty good overall for where we're at. We're going up against a team that's a little bit lower so far in the win rate, but as we've seen, especially this season, that doesn't always mean that we're going to be this is going to be a surefire win for us. Boise State still wants to be able to keep tightening up their skills if they want to actually succeed tonight.
And wherever they place overall in the CRL season determines, whether they'll be eligible for the summer playoffs, which they really want to qualify for. But they haven't clinched any playoffs. The only team that's clinched the playoffs so far has been Columbia College, who's gone undefeated so far in this spring record. Boise State is finding themselves just behind San Diego State and just behind University of Texas at Dallas. So it's 8-4 and 7-3, and then the Broncos sit at 6-4. So this, improving to 7-4 is really crucial. We're going to jump right into the match because there's no more waiting. We want to see how the Broncos do.
You can already see there's a lot of action going on. Instinct bounces the ball off the side, and Gill follows up, giving Boise State the first goal of this game.
Amazing start for the Broncos right off the kickoff. Instinct is able to play it off the wall, calls it out to Gill, who drags it along the ground and gets the first goal for Boise State 10 seconds into the match.
Go into the next kickoff here on is able to get it past Boise State, but Gil is able to just barely bounce it above him here, off to the side for Durtho to pass over to Instinct. Instinct bounces it up into the air, but Gil tries to follow it up. It's not able to go into goal, which Khan tries to make on an empty one, but Durtho is able to get there quickly enough to prevent the shot there. You see another shot is taken on goal, but this time Gil's there to back it up. Boise State having to back up a little bit here to defend the goal, but they're able to go right back to it as Durtho tries to pop the ball over C-Money. And Gil now has to rotate back here as we see Khan going in for an aerial shot. Gil's not able to deflect it, but it does only hit the side, luckily for Boise State.
Instinct is able to get the ball up in the air, and Gil is able to deflect that shot from Ben. Shot is going to be deflected off to Boise State, up to their corner. Texas Tech now moves on to midfield. Gil off to Durtho. Shot on goal, saved by C-Money. Gil follow-up, saved by Khan.
Shot made on Boise State's goal. Durtho bounces it off the wall to keep it from Texas Tech here. And Gil and Durtho are trying to create some passes, but it gives Texas Tech an opportunity. They try to make 2 shots, but they hit the backboard, giving Gil the opportunity to try and bounce it over as Durtho helps him. Bouncing it over a Texas Tech player, giving Boise State another goal, bringing it up to 2-0 in Boise State's favor here.
Definitely the start the Broncos wanted. Now 13 minutes, thank goodness. 3 minutes, 17 seconds is what I wanted to say. Okay, Khan's going to take into mid-air. Instinct is whipping on that 50. That gives even more ground over to Texas Tech. Can Boise State defend? Gil's going to play it off his own backboard and move it over to the far corner, and the ball is cleared way far back toward the orange side of the field. Good news for Boise State. Durtho doesn't gain enough elevation, however, to touch it. He runs out of boost, so he's going to have to fill back up as Texas Tech is on the counterattack.
Durtho deflects a ball from the goal, and C-Money is able to recover it before he can make anything of it on their goal. Instinct tries to go for the 50-50, but Khan manages to get away with it. Same with Gil. Durtho goes into the air to deflect. He tries to get it, but he's not able to get the angle he wants to. Passes it over to Instinct now. Gil gets demoed in the middle of air while Khan and Ben try to pass it between themselves here on Boise State's side.
Elevation up from Durtho is going to leave it for himself, actually. Of course, Durtho loves doing those air dribbles. Instinct puts a shot, passes it back over to Durtho, but Khan is able to beat him to it. Keep the side control and pressure on the Broncos. 2 minutes now left in this first game. Pass back over. Going to make it past midfield. Gil is unable to keep the ball going, however, and C-Money nails it back toward Boise State. BNP! Yeah. Boise State is going to be taken down a peg.
Yeah, Boise State. Durtho misses the first deflect. Gil tries to come in, but he's a little bit too far. And the ball goes straight into the goal, bringing it 2-1. Texas Tech still has plenty of time here to try and take back. Going into this kickoff here, Boise State does get the upper hand as Durtho drives up the side to try and get some ball control. Gil tries to pass it, but C-Money's able to deflect it, bringing it back over to Boise State's side. As Ben tries to pass it towards the middle, no one's there to set it up, and so C-Money is going to try and recover it here. Boise State just trying their best to clear the ball here, but unfortunately, not quite able to get it yet as C-Money deflects it back towards their goal. Prevents him from passing off the backboard here. And so he's going to try and drive it over 2 players, brings it over to Texas' side, driving it right in front of the goal, but not able to make a shot.
Durtho is facing off against C-Money, but doesn't win that 50. Gil is going to take it, pass it back over to Durtho, and the centering goes through, but Khan is right there on it. Instinct has to defend. He's able to push it off to the side. Picks up a demo as well. Durtho does, and risky situation. Gil there as the angel for Boise State. Clutch save, another shot on goal. Durtho has to defend against it. He's going to move up, flip it up over 1. Another shot toward goal, and Gil is there again. My goodness, he's been crucial with these saves.
lot of close saves here for Boise State, but with 30 seconds remaining, they are able to bring it over to Texas Tech's side and take a shot, but it bounces off the side. Gill trying to go in for another opportunity. Texas Tech lying in wait, able to clear it away. Durtho bounces it to the side, bringing it over to midfield. Both teams contesting it a little bit as Gill brings it back over. 9 seconds left now. Boise State just has to keep Texas Tech from bringing the score even, and so they're going to try and keep it on their side here. 1 second left. Instinct goes for a final shot, bringing the total 3-1 in Boise State's favor.
Nice final little victory for Boise State. They are going to win this first game 3-1, but it was looking very dicey there in the final few minutes. Texas Tech had some very unexpected shots against Boise State. You got to shout out
close ones.
Got to shout out Gill for being there with those saves. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. I'd also like to point out, although not as dire, Instinct did get another last-second shot in this round as well with CRL.
And that would be a good time to update these players on Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, and that's to create mistakes, punish double commits, don't overstay, and bump opponents to disrupt. It's brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. It's Jacob and Audrey calling CRL Rocket League for you here today. Boise State up 1 in this best of 5, but still has a ways to go. And judging by the fire we kind of saw by Texas Tech at the very end there, I don't think we are finished by any stretch of the imagination. This could go long.
No, considering how many close saves Boise State had to contend with, especially because Texas Tech overall in that match seemed to have a lot of really good side control. So Boise State is going to want to, although getting more shots overall in the actual goal, is going to want to try and tighten that up so that way they're not trying to defend their goal as often as they have been.
Boise State now heading into the second game against Texas Tech. Will they be able to get themselves up to match point? Let's find out. C-Money is already putting pressure on the Broncos. Instinct's going to come in, play it off their own backboard. Try to find a clear, but Khan keeping side control for Texas Tech. Gill off to the corner. Capped by C-Money. Durtho wins that 50. He's going to pay for it in his life, but that 50 I think is more important, especially if it allows Instinct to try to put a shot on goal.
C-Money gains control of the ball again. He pops it over one of the members, but Gill gets another incredible save for Boise State. Khan pops it over once again, but Durtho isn't going to let him have it and clears it over to Instinct, who brings it up in front of goal. Gill tries to take a shot once again, but Boise State isn't able to make anything of it just yet.
Oh, Durtho whiffs on that contest. That could be huge for Texas Tech. It is indeed. Unfortunate play. Texas Tech takes the early lead.
Bouncing it off the side there. Khan looking for the opportunity. Just kind of threads it between two Boise State players there, giving them the first goal of this game. Still 4 minutes left to go at this kickoff, though, so it could go either way. As we see, Ben knocks it away, but Gill's able to gain control before Texas can make anything of it. Instinct going to drive it up the side of the wall here. Passes it over to Durtho, who begins an aerial pass, bounces it off the back, but Texas is able to disrupt it, so he's not able to pass it to anyone.
C-Money stopping Gill's plans. Ball's heading right toward the goal again. Durtho's able to pass over to Instinct. Back over, quick shot near the front post, but it doesn't go in. Boise State is credited with a shot on goal. That's their first of the game, but I think the fact that it's just the first of the game tells you all about how much they've been pressured and unable to clear this so far.
Durtho looking for a shot, but C-Money deflects it. Gill tries to grab the ball, but he goes a little bit too fast and isn't able to get a spot on it there. Khan bouncing it over to Boise State's side. Durtho tries to contest, but isn't able to get high up enough to deal with it. Khan now bouncing it over Instinct. But he goes wide as Gill's trying to drive to gain some control of the ball here. C-Money goes for the goal. It bounces off the backboard, but he's not able to recover it, and Instinct brings it over to their side now. Khan and Durtho vying for control. Gill bounces it up into the air, and Instinct control. Once again, just playing in the midfield for both of these teams. They're trying to look for opportunities, but they're deflecting each other's balls more often than before. With Ben guarding the goal here, able to take it away from their side. Gil looks for an opening. C-Money blocks it. Instinct drives to gain control of the ball once again. Both teams just looking for their openings. Oh, another close shot on Boise State, but it bounces away as Gil and Instinct and Durtho all try to go in a spot where they actually can deal with it. C-Money tries to set up one more goal, but Durtho isn't having it. Brings it over to Texas's side.
Durtho a demo onto C-Money. Opportunity for Boise State to make a play. Instinct wins that 50, but the shot goes wide over to the far corner. Boise State still trying to maintain control. That's a huge shot from C-Money. Gil is moving back on the field. Instinct actually is able to get a touch on it. Watch out for Ben. C-Money keeping the play going. Shot back toward Boise State. Still opportunity for them to find their equalizer. Oh no, they're caught in the goal. That was almost disaster.
Boise State narrowly escaping disaster there. Tries to bring it over to Texas's side again. Though bounces it off the wall. Pon is able to prevent Boise State from getting a pass on that. Instinct goes in once more, but with 1 minute remaining, Texas so far has been able to hold up a really solid defense against Boise State here. Both teams looking for, another close shot on goal there for Texas. Boise State's trying to clear the ball once again. As Con goes for another shot, the goal is wide open, giving Texas their second goal.
Boise State has just found themselves pressed up against their goal the whole time. They've lost a bunch of these 50s. Gil does there. He's the only one guarding the goal. So Boise State now faces a pretty surmountable, almost insurmountable 2-goal lead. He might make that 3 with that kickoff. My goodness, Texas Tech has come alive in this second game.
Trying to dribble across the side. 30 seconds remaining for Boise State as they're just trying their best to defend their goal right now. Pon bounces it away from Gil. Durtho tries to go for an opening, but every time Boise State tries to get a touch on the ball, they're met with resistance by Texas right now. 15 seconds left now. Boise State is running out of time. As Pon once again starts dribbling it towards their goal, Gil tries to bounce it towards midfield, but it's fired back by Ben. 1 second left. Now all Texas has to do is have it touch the ground, and unfortunately, Instinct isn't able to keep it up in the air, giving Texas the second game.
And I knew these stats weren't going to be pretty. Side control 65% for Texas Tech. Total shots 85% for Texas Tech. I mean, my goodness, it was just very much a game that didn't quite go in favor for Boise State. But I have just gotten an update about the Collegiate Rocket League World Championships. It's very important because Boise State's standing overall in this game, in this series, isn't just dependent on how many games they win. It's how the other teams with how the other teams perform. And we have just gotten word that San Diego State University had a loss over the weekend. And because they're so close to Boise in the rankings, that means that Boise State is now officially the 5th school to qualify for CRL Worlds. CRL Worlds is the premier LAN that brings teams in from the NA and EU. So what we were just teasing has come to fruition. It looks like they're just going to squeak by with that 6-4. And congratulations to the Broncos. That is absolutely huge that you get to play on an international stage like that.
Yeah, that'll be really incredible for them if they are able to pull it off, especially now, just as we were talking about, it was so close that getting the opportunity is going to be huge for Boise State. But going into this match, now dealing with this new team, Utah here, well, Texas Tech, they're going to definitely want to tighten up their skills so that way they can prepare.
And I would just want to think, for a team that's just qualified, you want to pick up the win here.
Yeah, no, that would be kind of unfortunate.
Just make a statement. Here we go.
We just got into Worlds. We're going to win this. But it looks like, once again, both teams are vying for control here. Gil takes a nice shot, but just barely blocked by C-Money there. Durtho trying to gain control of the ball, doesn't have the elevation to follow through. Instinct's going to drive it up there, but Khan's just going to deflect it. Once again, we're seeing a very similar pattern here of just both teams trying to look for their openings. Boise State does have a little bit more
like this
control
deflect.
than before. Durtho gets a deflect, but it's just barely misses.
And that was a wide open goal too. That's a heartbreaker. Almost perfectly aimed, but it needs to be perfectly aimed at this level. Well, here Gil is going to be chasing after the ball, picks up his own boost. Durtho takes a shot, a pass back over toward Gil. He's going to bounce it off the near post. Instinct to follow up. He's too high on the shot. That was a cleared out goal for Boise State as well. That's 2 times in a row they've had an opportunity that they haven't been able to score on.
State looking, having to move back a little bit. Instinct's able to get the ball away from Texas Tech, but they're not able to pull on it. Durtho tries to go for a ball. Instinct gets the pass, but it's blocked again. C-Money just over and over right now is starting to become just the goalie champ for Texas Tech's side right now. Instinct and Durtho try to look for another setup here. Durtho tries to flick it back, but he's not able to get a clear shot here.
Shot on goal from Texas Tech, and a follow-up on top of that, and Gil is right there as a clutch save for Boise State. They have been a lot better today this game in terms of side control, but neither team has found a goal quite yet. C-Money gets a shot. Instinct is able to win on that 50. Benfey's going to get a shot back toward midfield. Instinct gets a second touch. It turns into a back pass toward Gil. Pinch off the wall to bring it back to mid from Gil.
And looking for the intercept from Durtho. Passes it away. C-Money that clears it over to Boise State's side, but Instinct is waiting and launches it back to midfield. Khan tries to go for the shot, but Gil's able to save it. It's a little high, and Instinct is able to take an opportunity here to bring it over. Bounces it in front of the goal. Would have been a perfect opportunity, but C-Money launches it over to Boise State's side instead, preventing Boise State from getting the shot here.
And also, this is a problem the Broncos faced last round. The boost starving from Texas Tech has been quite severe. Boise State might be able to make it come alive, though, in this. Durtho's going to leave it down on the front post. He has to go back and try to get boost. He has to go all the way back to his side of the field to be able to collect it. He is there, though, for the save, so I'm going to say that was a well-planned rotation.
Bouncing the ball up. Instinct doesn't get the touch he wants on it there, and Ben is able to drive it over to Boise State's midfield line. Gil pops it over, but Khan is able to intercept now. Durtho tries to pop it over the goal. It's blocked by Texas Tech. Ben and Durtho vying for control. Durtho manages to bounce it, a demo on C-Money, but not able to capitalize on it there. This is now back on Boise State's side. Oh, a demo on Durtho. Both teams looking for opportunities to open up the goal here.
Oh, Gil's going to try to watch this shot. Durtho's the next one. It gets pushed over to the side. Another demo onto him. My goodness, Texas Tech is relentless. A demo onto Instinct. Luckily, both of them will have time to respawn. Durtho's going to get a bit of revenge with a demo onto Khan.
Gets control of the ball, pops it over Ben, brings it over to goal, but Khan deflects it. 0-0 now. Both teams with a minute remaining don't have a goal on the board. They don't want to go into overtime. They're going to be looking for those opportunities as much as possible now. With Ben trying to go in for another shot. Oh, Instinct able to prevent the goal there. That was unfortunate if he hadn't been there with the double commit. 30 seconds remaining now. Boise State brings it over to Texas Tech's side, looking for another opportunity on goal.
But they don't have any boost right now. Gil finds himself, low on boost. Instinct is able to fill up. Durtho has to go back. He's trying to knock some people back in the goal, but he is out of commission for the time being. He refills. Boise State will see if they can keep the side control going. Durtho heading back to be able to stop this shot from Texas Tech, and we're going to go into overtime.
Don't want to relax though here, because one shot could mean the end of this area here for Boise State, either taking it or Texas being able to live. Actually, no, Texas Tech taking it over Boise State. We're getting really close now. Both teams looking for their openings. Gil gets demoed while clearing the ball, giving Ben an opportunity to pass it over Instinct, but Instinct is able to get a touch on it, deflecting it over to Durtho.
Oh, see money right out. Oh, that's a huge pop by Instinct, but it's stopped by Ben. They're still not going to find their clear. Oh, but huge opening for Durtho. Can he dribble it in? C-Money is on the front post. He's going to be able to get a touch on it, credited with the save. Shot back toward the goal, and it's right over Instinct. That
is taking their second game with that shot.
overtime has not been kind to Boise State, and I do not know what was happening with Instinct here. It seems he was very late on his rotation back and was chasing after the ball. No one on the back post for Boise State. And, you know, it seems like this game we're seeing like I don't know if you're seeing it, but I'm seeing like what I would describe as a complete coordination breakdown from the Broncos, because not only is it that we're seeing double commits come out, but also when Boise State tries to set it up for themselves, like let's say they managed to clear it out and set it up in a really good position where someone could follow up for a goal. Where are the teammates? They're back getting boost.
Yeah, with all the boost starving that you were talking about earlier, it's been really messing up the rotations for shots. I mean, we talked about it plenty of times where we're like, oh, there's an opening, but there was no one to follow through with it. Versus Texas Tech was able to actually get a lot of those opportunities. Boise State was there to block them, but they were definitely a lot more coordinated this round versus Boise State here. So that's going to be dangerous if that continues into the next game.
And it's also nervous, you know, you think, you know, sometimes when the momentum can go against you, sometimes we can't necessarily hear them on stage, but sometimes the communication can break down, which is the last thing you want. You want those comms to be heavy throughout the whole game. This might be the boost Boise State needs, but they're trying to pass it past C-Money, and he's been kind of a very good defender for Texas Tech. Hard to get past.
Tries clearing the ball, but Ben passed it. It could be a shot on goal, but Instinct is there to save it. The game is a lot more fast-paced now. Both teams using a lot of boosts to try and get past each other, which is causing a little bit more trouble for Boise State here. With Gill being low on boost, all of them being low on boost now, just trying to contest Texas Tech here.
Gill is trying to read this play, a bounce off the backboard, a follow-up from Benfi. That shot goes wide, however. Kahn plays it above the backboard. Gill around the corner. Instinct has to make this play, and he passes over the boost at the last moment, but that's not before it's stolen away from him.
Keeping the ball away from Kahn. Ben goes to intercept.
Oh, that's nice. Deflect.
50-50 deflect there. Ooh, Instinct bounces it over Kahn, but another player from Texas Tech was there to block it. Boise State missing a goal there because of it. Gill is able to bring it back to their side and gets a touch on it though. Gets it over him, looking for an opportunity to pass. Instinct follows up, bounces it off the back wall, but Gill's a little bit too far, pops it over Kahn, but C-Money's there to defend. Both teams right now not able to really get any openings here.
Gill in the passing lane, sees his shot, it goes off the backboard.
All the backboard shots right now, which is not benefiting either team. Durtho pops it over another player. Gill tries to go in, but C-Money deflects it once more. Boise State taking shot after shot here, but not finding a lot of openings. C-Money driving it up the ceiling, bounces it off the side. Moves back to try and grab it, but Durtho's faster and bounces it over the
double
goal.
commit.
Another double commit. Durtho moving back. Get the ball. He's going to bounce it over. C-Money's going to not be able to recover it, though, for his team. Instinct's looking for his opportunity.
Oh, man, that was fumble.
Boise State is struggling a little bit right now to put these opportunities to full fruition here.
Oh, and I would hope that they maybe get a goal here, or maybe just to reset their mentals. We'll see, but Gill put the shot off toward the side. The ball goes. Kahn is now on the charge, and Durtho is able to stop that, but he doesn't have any boost, so it has to go over to Instinct. He goes up to refill. C-Money, shot off to the near corner, meets with Gill. Instinct and Gill double commit again by the Broncos.
Ben pops it over to Boise State players. Gill just barely tries to get back, but Kahn bounces it over him. giving Texas Tech the first goal of the game with a little bit under 2 minutes left. Things are not looking great for Boise State right now.
1 minute 43 seconds left in the half in this game, actually, and Durtho gets demoed right off the bat.
Gill bounces it away from goal, brings it up into the air, Instinct looking for an opportunity. Ben goes for another shot, and Durtho deflects it just barely with enough time, but he is able to drive it over to midfield to take some of the pressure off. Gill tried to back him up, but was demoed, allowing Ben and Khan to take the ball away. C-Money brings it into the air, going for another shot. Gill deflects off the respawn. And Durtho brings it to midfield once again.
Durtho gets a touch on it in mid, tries to play it on the center. Now has it to himself again. Khan takes it away from him. Demo back onto Instinct.
1 minute remaining now. Khan tries to take another shot. Durtho deflects it, brings it over to their side. Boise State is feeling the pressure right now. They're looking for their openings, but they're not able to get one as C-Money starts to bring it into the air. The goal looks open. Durtho barely deflecting that once again. State driving it over, pops it up to the other side. 30 seconds remaining now. Texas Tech has 1 goal, and Boise State needs to at least tie with them to bring it to overtime if possible. They're not. Oh, Gill goes for another shot. Ben deflects it. Durtho's able to bring it back to the middle. Instinct tries to follow up, but it's deflected once again. Boise State is not able to catch a break here with 10 seconds left.
They have one last chance to maybe put a shot on goal, and a deflect there I think is going to do it. Texas Tech, unless Boise State can keep it in the air, which it doesn't happen, Texas Tech takes it 3-1. And yeah, I mean, 4 shots on goal there, you know, I mean, what more can you say at that point? Just really rough round for Boise State.
Yeah, and you could see the side control flipped back over to Texas Tech's side at the end there. Unfortunately, Boise State was just not able to get as many opportunities on the goal as they wanted in that last round.
Alrighty, so as we prepare to close out tonight, though, do you have any final thoughts on the match, Audrey?
I think that just overall, looking at this last match, we just saw a lot of coordination, that like errors that need to be shaped up a little bit. Boise State had a lot of good opportunities that were just left open, and so if they want to be able to go forward in these next matches with the best chances of winning, they're going to want to just shape up their team coordination a little bit.
Yeah, I think there were definitely some times in which Boise State wasn't even necessarily being pressured that much themselves. They were just trying to set up a play where both the players would go for the ball, and that just comes to your call-outs and just your general fundamentals of the game. And we were saying, you know, despite an early lead, you know, sometimes it is just those fundamentals, and again, I can't say this for sure because I can't hear Boise State's comms, but it seemed like, you know, during times when things should be called out, I would guess maybe there wasn't.
Yeah, it looked like there was maybe some things that were just missed, especially just Colorado, Texas Tech seemed to be able to just take a lot of just the basic things away from them, like boosts and other things that are just really fundamental to the game.
Well, we are talking about fundamentals. We also are talking about Doc's keys to the game, which we were saying, you know, it's all about, you know, bump opponents to disrupt, don't overstay, and coordinate together. And so we have a kind of a key highlight of the game that, you know, shows, you know, when you apply these fundamentals, things can work out for you. So we also have Doc's key play of the game that we are going to be highlighting for this match. And I do believe that is it for tonight overall in the broadcast. But here is Doc's key play of the game that we saw earlier. Kind of an employee, you know, and also the sweaty comms. That's what we mean. You know, when we say sweaty comms, it's making sure that there is no dead air between that. You're always calling out your position where you want to be. And when you know, apply these things to your gameplay, this is also going to be play to follow up that we're really going to see in this key play that really helped Boise in their first game. I mean, this was the game that they were able to win. See, Gill here sets it up, is able to save. He was actually kind of a very crucial overall player in terms of defense. And then he follows up. Durtho is also there with the deflect. That's just, you know, why you set it up, why you communicate, and how things can go wrong when that isn't there.
Yeah, Durtho following up there. Just that little bounce made all the difference for that goal there, preventing Texas Tech from actually being able to block the goal. And so, as we were talking about, following up is such a huge part of the game. We've seen plenty of times where you will bounce it off the backboard, and if you aren't in position, you need someone there to back it up. And so, following up is one of the biggest things that you can do.
Alrighty, well, we will leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. But thank you for joining us tonight, and enjoy your top 5 plays.
Isn't able to make anything of it just yet.
Oh, Durtho whiffs on that contest. That could be huge for Texas Tech. It is indeed. Unfortunate play. Texas Tech takes the early lead.
Bouncing it off the side there, Con looking for the opportunity. Just kind of threads it between.
Opening for Durtho. Can he dribble it in? C-Money is on the front post. He's going to be able to get a touch on it. Credited with the save. Shot back toward the goal and right over instinct. That
shot.
overtime has not been kind to Boise State tonight. Do not know what was happening.
Already see there's a lot of action going on. Instinct bounces the ball off the side, and Gill follows up, giving Boise State the first goal of this game.
Amazing start for the Broncos right off the kickoff. Instinct is able to play it off the wall, calls it out to Gill, drags it along the ground, and gets the first goal for Boise State. 10 seconds to keep.
Texas Tech bringing the score even, so they're going to try and keep it on their side here. 1 second left. Instinct goes for a final shot, bringing the total 3-1 in Boise State's favor.
Nice final little victory for Boise State. They are going to win this first game 3-1. But it was looking.
Second opportunity. They try to make 2 shots, but they hit the backboard, giving Gill the opportunity to try and bounce it over as Durtho helps him. Bouncing it over a Texas Tech player.